What up, everyone? This episode has been brought to you by Jamhits. Jamhits is a one-stop shop for all of your multimedia needs, whether you're an artist in need of some studio time, recording a music video, if you're in need of printing out some artwork for your upcoming album, show, or merch, Jamhits is the place for you. We also have many different podcasts and radio shows in which you can promote yourself in the confines of our state-of-the-art studio. I guarantee you, once again, Jamhits is the place for you, so go give them a follow on Instagram. This is for all of my sneakerheads out there. I get all of my sneakers from one place, and that is Inland Empire Sneakers. Are you tired of paying those extra fees on certain websites? Are you tired of missing the beat on the latest drops? Are you tired of your shoe plug being outrageously overpriced? Well, if you answered yes to any of those questions, go give Inland Empire Sneakers a try. That's my primo, and let him know that Santi sent you. Once again, Inland Empire Sneakers on Instagram. Go give them a DM, go follow them, and for an extra discount, let them know your boy Santi sent you. Welcome to another episode of Santi Section. Today, my special guest, she's a model, an artist. She's worked with Jamhitzmusic, and she has all kinds of other shit going on in which we're going to touch on right now. Sinclair, what's up, homegirl?
What's up, you guys? I'm good. It's your girl Sinclair in the building. Shout out to my homie right here, Santi and Jamhits. Let's get it going.
Got you on. We were hanging out at the 420 event. What'd you think?
Hey, the 420 event, it was our second one. The first one was what? It was the Stoner Bash. Bash. And shout out to the Treehouse Dispensary, Jamhitzmusic, Two Souls, and Iceberg, and we got Santi in the building. That shit was cool. I had a good one, you know. And they do little contests. So what is it? But who could roll the best joint? Who could take the longest hit? So you know, it's cool. I had a good time for sure. Yeah.
And you didn't want to join any of the contests. What's up with that?
I don't know. I think I need to make my own contest. You know?
Yeah. What would that be?
Sinclair. Maybe I'll do like an open verse challenge.
Open verse challenge.
I'll do a little something that Jamhits recorded, and then just have like the performers jump in and throw a little verse, maybe, you know.
So how'd you feel about all the performers?
It was cool. I definitely liked like all of them. The ones that I had seen, everyone got down. They did their thing. They had the stage presence, the confidence, and they wouldn't have had that if it wasn't for like a welcoming event, you know. Because I've been to shows where it's like you go, you perform, do your thing, but for like certain events where they make you feel welcomed. And, you know, like they include you, you definitely have a different shine. And so I seen that like shine in everyone because it all goes together, you know, the promoters, the performers, and the people like letting us throw the event at Treehouse Dispensary. So.
Yeah, definitely was a cool experience. You know, I mean, it's the third time I've seen you perform. And every time it's been cool. You know, you're good people.
Thank
you. Know? Your mom, everybody, your whole family, you're good people. I know your debut album. It's your debut album, right? Lights Out?
But what's debut mean?
Debut is like it's your first full project that you put out. I know you've had some singles, but...
Yeah, it's my first project for sure.
Your first project.
Yeah.
How long was this project in the works for?
3 years. 3 years. And then like, so like when I first started like dropping shit, because I would always sing and shit, but when it came to like, wait, can I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Santi Section. Hey, Santi Section, you talk your shit.
Yeah, bitch, talk your shit. All right. No, so like when I first started like deciding I was gonna like actually put my stuff out there, I did like a couple singles, and then I started rapping. Like I don't know, like I always kind of rapped, but I went to like hard gangster rap when I was mad. I was mad I got cheated on. So I was like, all right, motherfucker, like I'm gonna start doing some gangster rap. So I did, and then I would still do some singing stuff in between. But I noticed like there was certain songs that kind of like flowed together. You know, it was like that sort of gangster hard rap. And I was like, all right, maybe I should do an album. You know, like maybe I should just like join these couple songs together and do a project. And it was in like my mind, but as far as putting it out, like it took some time. So like I kept doing stuff, and then before you know it, I had 10 tracks that were like the similar kind of style. You know, like you could tell I'm mad, you could tell I'm talking my shit. You know, so I was like, all right. So I had like the playlist set, but it came to like, because I have a lot of songs where like I haven't recorded yet, you know? So I knew the songs I wanted on the album, but I had to record it, and I had to like add some more songs, you know? So eventually I got to that point where I had the 10 tracks, they were all recorded, and I was like, all right, fuck it, this is like my hard rap album. So I called it Lights Out, and I put it out there. But yeah, it took 3 years.
Oh, shit.
I thought, certain parts of me thought it was never gonna get out, you know? Because like, it takes a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort, but I did it, and it's out. So now it's on to the next.
Yeah. Have you been, I mean, do you have more projects in the hopper, or you were just focused on this one for the last 3 years?
Yeah, I was focused on this because it's like that certain kind of style, and people would be like I show them a song, like an R&B song, and they'd be like, "Oh, are you putting this on the album?" I'm like, "No," because it's like hard rap album. But now that's out, I want to do an oldies album. I want to do, because I do a lot of lowrider shows. Shout out to Angel Baby. Shout out to like all the events I go to. A lot of them are in the IE, you know, like Riding Low. We got some in the Orange County, but when I go up there and like I talk my shit, it's kind of like I need some oldies, you know. I need like people to hear like an oldies sample. A lot of the girls out there, like Mariah Avila, or there's a couple people that do oldies, but they do covers. And for me, like I love that shit, but I want to do like my own, like a remix, you know. So I got the hard rap album out. The next one is definitely gonna be an oldies album, but like a sample, and to where I put my own kind of taste on it, you know, because at the end of the day, like, yeah, we all love that old school shit, but it's 2024, so, you know, like, we got to show them what we got now, like, you know, so I'm going to put a little taste of what I got. All right. So, yeah, oldies album, I want to do a Tupac album. I even want to do an EDM, EDM album, because I love EDM. I love to shuffle. Like, they don't know, but I could fucking shuffle, so I'm going to do some of that shit, and I want to go on, like, EDC and do it. So, you know, I got a lot of shit. A lot of shit coming.
I mean, even before we got in here, I mean, I was showing you some artists, right? And I mean, those artists, like they go down that path where they actually entertain other subgenres.
Versatility.
Yeah, they're very versatile. So, do you feel like it's better like that for you to stick to a theme on every album? And what I mean by that, I mean, I know usually like there's some artists that just have the title of their album, right? And they try to stick to whatever that reflects that title. But I'm saying you're saying like you're trying to keep it within that genre of what you're doing.
Well, I'll tell you, like, I'm not gonna drop another hard rap album, you know? Like, I mean, I know like certain people shine at certain things, you know? So I get it, like you drop like rap, but I dropped my album of rap, so now I'm gonna do my album of oldies, my album. I might even do country, you know? Like,
oh shit.
You never know. Like, so yeah, I think it's important to definitely show people like what you could do, so they don't like column you into one section, you know?
Yeah.
Shout out to Santi section, you know? But I definitely want to do it all, you know, and I think it's important so that way you could get everyone's attention, you know, because if say my homeboy over here doesn't like rap, but if I do a country, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, Sinclair, she could do this, she could do that," you know. So I definitely want to do it all for sure, you know, because why not?
And it helps you because like you never know what's gonna break you through. You know what I'm saying? Like Jelly Roll, you know Jelly Roll? He sings that song "I Am a Sinner." He's a big guy. Well, anyways, he's the biggest country star right now. A lot of people.
I think he's Mexican, right?
No, he's a white guy.
Oh, a white guy.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah. So, anyways, he started with rap. He started with more like that country rap, like that Mexican OT type shit.
Okay.
He started with that.
Okay.
And now he's the number one country artist in the world because he shifted. He came out with one country album and it fucking blew up.
Yeah, because you never know.
You never know what's good. Yeah, it's cool to not lock yourself in a cage.
Yourself,
you know what I mean? I want to call it that, you know. And changing direction a little bit, like I see you already have a busy schedule. You sent me your calendar and it's like, fuck, homegirl, you have a schedule of a fucking superstar. Like, how does this happen? Like, I mean, first of all, how long have you been doing this?
I started, like when I was little, I would always used to sing, right? Like it was just for fun. Like I did talent shows. I used to play sports. I was like super athletic growing up. So I did the national anthem and shit. But it was never a thought. Like, well, actually people would ask me like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I would say like, I'm gonna be a singer, you know? But I never wrote my own shit. And then I got older and it was kind of like, all right, I gotta go to college. My dad was strict on like school and like getting good grades and having a future, you know? So I love to sing, but I got to that point where it was like, okay, what am I gonna be, you know? And my dad was like, you're going to school, you're gonna go to college. And I'm like, all right, like say less. So I got good grades, you know, because I had to. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna be a dentist. And so yeah, like I don't know why like something took me, because I love like the medical field, but I don't think I could like give shots and like fuck with blood or surgery. So I was like, okay, I could do dentistry, you know, like just the mouth. Yeah. So that was the route I was gonna go. And I graduated out in Fontana at Etiwanda High School. I had like a 3.8 GPA. Like that shit I say with pride, because you know, like not a lot of people really, it's not really important. And I'm not gonna say like, you're a better person if you go to school and graduate, this and that. But it was definitely like a route I could have taken, you know. So I took it serious at the time. My dad pushed me to like take school serious. So I did, and I was supposed to like go to college and this and that. But my family split apart. My dad ended up like fucking up, you know, like kind of getting lost. I'm not gonna say too much, you know, because like that's his own story to tell. But my dad kind of got like went a different direction, and then we had to leave. We went to Reno, Nevada, and I like college wasn't the route no more. It was kind of like, oh shit, like I moved states, and the out of state tuition was a lot. So I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna work, you know, like you get out of school and you either go to school or you work. And so I had to work. And I was definitely sad. I was definitely like heartbroken, you know, because I had a different plan and it went a different route. So, but like I kept it going. I worked, and then I was like, all right, fuck it, like I'm gonna start rapping about it. I was like, I'm mad, I'm sad about like the way things turned out. So I put a beat on, and I just wrote like a rap about my dad, and it was deep, you know, and that's why I didn't really take it serious from the get-go, because it was definitely like mostly I was letting my emotion out, you know. And not everyone could relate, or not everyone could feel that, like, because I've had people say like, damn, like you're saying too much, you know. And I was like, well, you know, like this is what I'm going through. So I wrote about my dad, I wrote about my mom, and I wrote about like how things changed, but I still wasn't confident. And so it definitely took me a minute, and then I ended up like getting with a guy, and I stopped doing music, you know. I was like, all right, I'm all in love. And then he cheated on me, so I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna write again. So I started writing about getting cheated on, and then I had that confidence where it was like, you know what, people could relate, because maybe not everyone could relate to my mom and dad splitting up, you know, and things going bad, but people could definitely be related to like getting cheated on. So it went from that to that, and then I was like, all right, you know, I'm gonna take it serious. So it's been 5 years since then where I started writing my own stuff about how I was feeling.
Damn.
I'm like saying a long answer here.
No, that's good. That's a great answer, because it gives me.
But you know, like I don't know, it was a whole process. Like my parents splitting up, wrote some shit, but it was emotion. Got cheated on and wrote some shit, it was emotion, but people could relate to.
Yeah.
And then left his ass and started like on that boss shit, you know, like queen shit. And like all the female rappers out here, they're on some queen shit. So I had the level. So it's been 5 years in the making.
So no, you brought out like so much more that I want to ask with regards to that. You know what I'm saying? Like I can relate to the whole school thing. I wasn't like you. I didn't fucking listen, but I was more like that type of kid where I would listen, but when it was time for the due date of me listening, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna warning.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck up right here, because my pops told me the same shit. You have two options: go to fucking school or go to school. If not, you're gonna be a piece of shit. Which, in my opinion, I don't agree with.
Now, you know like now, because we're in the reality of it, you know. But back then, it was like fuck.
I don't agree with that shit, because it kind of fucked me, but I was my own person, so I made my own decisions. I decided to listen to that type of advice, and it is what it is. But with regards to the other part that you touched on about, I take it you said you stopped making music because you were in a relationship. How were you able, I know you said he cheated on you, but how were you able to be like, fuck you, I'm gonna fucking do me, it's game time, let's fucking go?
Well, it was like,
how long did that fucking take, or what the fuck did you do, homegirl?
It sucks though, because I wish I could go back and like just go, you know, full mode on it. But I wrote those couple songs, I got with him, and then like I put it to the side. And then for some reason, like after, because we were together for 2 years, and like I'm gonna say like a year and a half, I was like, hey, check this out. Like I wrote this about my mom, I wrote this about my dad. And he like, and that's kind of where I get my name from too, because like there's another story on top. There's a couple of reasons where I get my name, but part of it is where I showed this guy these songs I wrote before him, and he was like, okay, like he was kind of fucking around, like, okay, what's your rap name gonna be? And I was like, Sinclair. And he's like, what? Like, what does that mean? And I told him the background story, how I'll sum it up. Like I was driving this fool around, because I showed my mom and my sister my songs, and I was driving this fool around, like one of my mom's homies, and like, I don't know, I was taking to the pawn shop and shit. Like he was on a mission, right? Like he was on a mission. And we ended up at the Sinclair gas station, and we were like posted up. He was on his phone, and I was like, hey, let me show you these songs I wrote, and I haven't showed no one but my family before. So I showed him, and he was like, damn, like he hyped me up. He's like, this shit's really good. And for a minute I was like, because my mom and my sister, they loved it, you know, but like part of me thinks like they have to love it in a way, you know, because that's my family. So when I showed a stranger and he loved it too, I was like, damn, like that's crazy, you know. I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna say Sinclair. And then I got with this guy, and 2 years later he was like, why Sinclair? And I was like, well, I told him the story, and he was like, well, you know, sin in Spanish means without. and so it would be like without Claire, you know.
Damn, that motherfucker was tweaking on that shit.
No, we were together. Like, this is my ex. We were together, and so I was like, all right, without Sinclair. And then later on, we broke up, and I got back into my music, and I was kind of like, this fool's gonna be without me, but like, so it's like Sinclair without me, but if he really listens to my songs, he's gonna feel it and be with me, you know. So I was like, all right, Sinclair, you know. And I think in one of my tracks I say like, Sinclair, because you gotta be without me, you know, like. Yeah. So I don't know, like, I think I really went hard because I was heartbroken, and I knew other people definitely been cheated on, definitely been heartbroken. So I just went up from there, you know, because I started showing more people, and they related to it, they loved me. So I was like, all right, like, why not, you know, just like keep putting it out there. Can
I talk my shit?
Yeah.
Damn, homie, you fucked up. Sin ella now. Just saying. Damn.
What you mean?
Well, he's without you now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, don't give a fuck. I really.
Shout out to my ex. You hear this motherfucker?
I really thought Sinclair stood for, like, because I know your real name. You know what I mean? I thought it was an abbreviation of your real name.
Clarissa, yeah, because my family calls me Claire. That's a big reason why, too.
Yeah, I thought it was that, but Sin, not Sin as a pinchy way. You know what I mean? Like,
and then people think, like, you evil bitch, like Sin and Sinclair. I'm like, nah, I love God. I believe in God, but. You know, it's Sinclair in the building.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Nah, so you already told me about all of that. Where do you get your inspiration from? Because you rap all of that, and I've even seen your stage presence. Something that your mom pointed out to me was that, like, you don't discriminate the stage. You know what I'm saying? I think I shared this with you. I see a lot of cats sometimes that they're just like in one spot, or a lot of girls that they're just in one spot with no stage presence, but they're saying a lot.
Yeah.
You got that little balance. Where'd you learn from? Where'd you learn that from? Where'd you get that inspiration from?
I'm gonna say the talent shows I used to do when I first started singing. I was probably like, I was in 5th grade, so what, like 13, let's say. And I would do talent shows. I loved Taylor Swift back then, so I did little Taylor Swift songs. And my parents, like a month before the show, we'd rehearse. My sister too, like they'd be like, hey, you gotta practice your song you're gonna do. And I'd get up there. We had a little house in Colorado at the time, actually. And it was like the front room, and it had like a little step, like, cause the front room and the step with the entertainment center, you know, with the TV. So I would stand up on the step and I'd rehearse my song, and they'd be like, hey, come on, like, do this, do that, like, be confident, put your head up, like, shake your ass. Not even shake your ass, but now, you know, I gotta shake my ass.
You remember the video I showed you when I first met you?
Which one?
The one at the Firewater, where you're like, damn, homie, I gave you that VIP treatment for. And your mom's all, oh, she's doing the right thing. Remember that?
We got to put a little snippet right here.
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
But yeah, I think back then, because they would tell me, you know, and I, like, back then you don't really take it in, but when you get older, I feel like, because my dad would give me a lot of advice growing up, you know, and I wouldn't take it in till now. I'd be like, damn, you're right. So when I'm on stage now, I think back to those days where it's like, I'm on stage and you got to get the crowd, you got to be confident. So yeah, I think it's definitely the way, like, I was just, you know, raised.
Yeah, yeah. So,
the way I was raised.
So we're going to shift directions here a little bit, and I'm sorry because you have been bringing up your parents a lot. I've been bringing your parents up a lot.
Hey, I love my parents.
Something that stands out for me, homegirl, is that whenever I've seen you at a show, one of your parents is there. You know what I mean? And it took me to listen to your album. My favorite songs from that album is Where I'm From and No Competition. No Competition, you're talking shit, but Where I'm From, that shit's deep.
That shit, I feel like it was my best, like, just rapping.
You're in your
like,
emotions.
You know, spitting. I was spitting on that one.
You know, so how can I put it? Like, for someone that's dealt with what you've dealt with in that song that you described in that song, like, how do you maintain your sanity and, like, how do you redeem yourself? Because I feel like it's also a redemption story for your parents based on what you say on that song. And I'm sorry if I'm going too deep.
Nah, you're right though. Like, you know, one thing about my parents, like, they always been there, you know, like, I know growing up, some people didn't have their dad or they had parents that didn't care, you know, but I'm gonna say this, like, my parents always cared. They always, you know, they gave me the best upbringing I could have. Like, we weren't rich, but we were wealthy. You know, my dad would always say that we weren't rich, but we're wealthy. Like, we always had everything we needed. So, when I got older, things got hard, you know, like, my parents split up for whatever the case may be, you know, and it was kind of like, it was hard for me to take in, you know, because, like, seeing them growing up, it was always like, my parents are going to be together forever, you know, and then I got older and you start to see more, probably what I didn't see as a kid, you know, and they split up. And where is I going with this?
I mean, you could touch on the song. No. You could touch on the song.
I was just saying. I was saying that I
Yeah.
always have respect for them, you know, because growing up, like I seen like they did the best they could,
Yeah.
and then I got older and shit happened, and you know my dad went his own way, my mom's doing her own thing, and it's hard for me to accept, but at the same time, like my dad always told me like you don't give up on family. Like that was one thing he was like, you don't give up on your family. And shout out to my sister. She was a wildwood, you know, my sister. And she would cause a lot of issues, but my dad would always say like, don't give up, you know, like you love your sister, this and that. And growing up, it was like, okay, that's my sister, she's a wild one. And then I got older and my dad was the wild one. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you're my dad, you know, my mom's the wild one. And it was kind of like, I know they could do their own thing, like they're their own person, but he told me not to give up, you know, and my dad's caught up right now. And yeah, he could like say he's a loser or this and that, but I'll never sit here and say my dad's a loser, you know, like I'm like, because I hold on to who he was the whole time growing up, you know? So I don't know, just part of me, I don't even know what the question was anymore, but I'm gonna just say like, I never give up on the ones you love, you know, and I love my dad, I love my mom, I love my sister, and I feel like we went through a lot of shit in life, you know, and we all have different reactions. So the way I react is not gonna be the same my little brother reacts, you know, my mom, my dad, but at the end of the day, like we gotta stick together, and if I'm the one that's gonna like, you know, take us further, like, because my dad took us, my mom took us, like we all did our part at one point, and I think I'm at the point where it's time for me to like step up and take us somewhere, you know, like we're gonna be something. And a big reason why I do this is because I don't want to have no worries, you know, like I feel like people, they have their family, they have their life, and like they ain't tripping, you know, they got money, and for us it's always like we're always worried, like it's always struggles, you know. And the main reason why I do this is to show them like, hey, you handled it for this long, because I'm 25 years old and shit didn't go bad till I was 18. So my parents held it down for 18 years, you know. Yeah. So now it's like, you know what, I understand you had your own reaction to whatever happened with us, but now it's my time to like step up and like, you know, what is it, carry the ship, like.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I think that's a main reason why I do it.
No, yeah,
like, we're gonna be all right, I mean, you know.
I feel like with more success, there's more drama, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And on in your pursuit of that, like knowing exactly what you're pursuing, it's a fucking hustle. It's stressful, right? But
as long as you know, everyone would do it.
Yeah,
you know?
As long as you know that there's gonna be some obstacles. It's not a straight fucking, you know, narrow road or open road where you're gonna be like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get to this. No, it's some obstacles, and you know what time it is.
You get tested.
But what's cool about everything you just said, because it's reflective on that song where I'm from, like you guys are all a team. You know what I mean? That's your support system. That's your like my homie tells me, you know, there's power in numbers all the time, you know, and that's what you and your family reflect. Like I noticed that you guys are always mobbing together. You know what I mean? When you guys are together, so that's cool. It's cool to see that. You know?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and especially being a female, because something I have been saying a lot lately is like, damn, I'm guilty of this. Like when I talk about like my top 5 artists, it's all dudes, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like the other day, the homie was here, and he's telling me, well, fuck, homie, right now I'm bumping Vel 9, I'm bumping Snow the Product, this and that, and it's like, us dudes, I feel like we've done you females an injustice when it comes down to things like that. You know what I mean? Like, because we gotta give you your flowers to the females. Like, there's a lot of females that probably are more worthy of being spoken about with their talent in the music industry versus some dudes.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so who do you look up to when it comes down to that?
And
it doesn't have to be a female, but I just brought that up because it reminded me of that.
No, you're right though. Like there's not a lot of I don't know, even me being a female artist, like sometimes I go to shows and I feel like it's like I'm kind of looked at like like, you know, Sinclair, like a female, like let her do her thing, but damn, let her do her thing, but you know, like we're not really respected as much, and that's cool, whatever, you know. But growing up, I would listen to I like Ashanti was a real big one with Ja Rule, you know. My mom would always bump that, and then Mariah Carey. I really liked Alicia Keys. Like there's a lot of females, but I don't know, when it comes to rap, it's a different story, you know. Like I like Doja Cat, Nicki Minaj, like they rap, but I don't know, I feel like we're stuck in that like thing, you know. Like, and even when I go to shows, like I shake hands with a lot of like hard ass rappers, you know, and they respect me. But at the same time, when I'm on stage, it's like, do you really hear me though? You know, like, you know. But it's cool though. Like that's how it always is. Even like with jobs, you know, like you go to a job and you have like your maintenance techs. I work at Amazon, and there's no females. You know, it's just all guys. So I think that's just like a daily thing, you know. But for the females out there doing it, like, we're out there. Like, if they want to hear us, they do. If they don't, whatever. But for the ones that growing up, you know, I already said Mariah Carey, all them. But as for now, Reverie is a big one. I know you mentioned like you fuck with her. She's doing her thing. Bella the rapper is another one I want to shout out. She's from Azusta, I believe. My dad's from San Dimas. So he actually told me about her when I started doing my rap thing. My dad was like, hey, check her out. And I checked her out, and she's cool, you know. And she has that confidence. And it's definitely something you don't hear as much, you know. So it's definitely, when it's there, appreciate it, you know. So that's why I want to give my props for sure. Yeah. There's Little Vibe. She actually recorded with Jamhitzmusic too, and I seen her at the 420 event yesterday. She does her thing. There's a lot of us out here, you know. But we just gotta keep going. Like, just keep putting. We gotta put a little more effort, maybe, but. It's cool. Absolutely. As long as we like carry our respect too. That's another thing with females is not a lot of them maintain that respect, you know. A lot of them like show their body or talk dirty, you know. So it's like, yeah, you want to be treated with respect like all these other male rappers, but you're out here talking kind of, you know. But I don't know.
Do you feel like you're at fault for that, or because I mean, it sucks, no disrespect, but obviously what you're getting at is you feel like women are easily objectified, right?
Well, so we want respect, right? Yeah. You know, but it's like if you're going on stage talking about licking my shit from the back, like obviously fools aren't gonna look at you like, I respect this homegirl, you know? It's like obviously like, oh, she wants me, you know, like I don't know. So like respect to all the females out there doing it, but a lot of them, even the mainstream, like Cardi B, fucking who else? Like all the mainstream girls, like Sexy Red. What did she say? The new song she just dropped with Drake. It's over. Ain't that, you know, like it's kind of like we want respect. We want to be at that level with the homeboys, but it's like we're talking nonsense. We're talking dirty, like whole shit, you know? So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like a hit or a miss, you know? And I understand. I have a song called Pussy Talk I dropped, and it's only because I had a homegirl that would always bump that song by the City Girls, and I'm like, man, let me do a remix. And I'm not gonna lie, I talk a little sexual in there, but it's not to the point where someone could look at me and like, oh, I could take advantage, you know? So.
But I mean, it's entertainment, right? Like, but I get what you're saying. Do you take offense though to shit like that? Like, let's say, or do you feel it? I gotta ask you, do you feel it ever where you're like, damn, this motherfucker is putting me out there because he's objectifying me, but he's not really looking at my talent? Do you take offense to that?
I mean, I'll say I have a lot of times where I have fools that I meet at events that rap. And one thing about me is I'll go shake your hand, you know? Like, I'm not going to go be like, hey, like, I'll shake your hand, what's up? And then they'll DM me like, let's kick it. Like, oh, when we linking up? And I'm like, oh. I'm like, if you want me on the track, here's my email, send me the track, I'll write some shit. And they're like, no, come kick it at the studio. So it's kind of like, I feel like a lot of girls may fall into that, where they're like, okay, let's kick it, like this and that. And for me, it's kind of like, you just got to be smart, you know? Like, maybe I was raised different. My dad always told me, like, you know, keep your guard up. Like, you know people's intentions. It's not that hard to tell. So, I don't know. For me, like, I know what's up. But other females, you never know. Like, there was... I don't want to talk too much, but there's like a photographer that was apparently taking advantage of like female models, you know? And it's kind of like, yeah, but if you know what's up, you know what's up. Like, you can't let people take advantage of you, you know? So, I don't know. Like, yeah, people will try, but as long as you like keep it solid and keep your guard up, you'll be all right. Yeah. You know, it doesn't matter if you're a female. Like, don't play yourself.
And just for the record, I mean, like, I know you model and all that, so I got to speak for you real quick. Like, the homegirl right here is telling the truth. I've seen her in action. Like, she conducts herself amazing. I mean, when you and I met, it was during one of those moments where like I see, where I seen you like being like, you know what, nah, I'm just focused on my music, homie. Thank you. You know, you can take a picture with me. You know what I mean? And that's cool. You know, you're about your business.
If you don't let them know though, and then you know, like, I don't know, you gotta say something.
Because I've seen it. Like, fools try to get at you.
And that's only right. Like, you know, like you see a beautiful woman, like, I can't be mad. A fool's trying to, holler at me. But at the same time, like, I gotta let them know, like, hey, like, it's cool, thank you. But I'm not gonna be like, fool, fuck you, like, oh, you call me beautiful, you're weird. Like, I'll say thank you, but at the same time, like, you have to have that boundary up,
Yeah, you got that.
Because they will take advantage, even as a female these days, females even be switching the roles, like taking advantage of guys,
Yeah.
So if they let them know, like, hey, I'm not gonna pay you for this date. Like, because some girls be like, pay me for this date. So, like, I don't know, you just gotta let them know. Like, what is it? A closed mouth don't get fed, So I always, like, let people know what's up, and then they know, like, or they don't, and then I gotta
go. So when it comes down to, like, modeling and things like that, like, how do you approach that? Like, do you usually do it for people that you just strictly trust, or you're just like, no,
I don't really model.
No, you don't. I've seen your pictures.
I go to events and I shake people's hands. I love lowriders, and so I see a beautiful car. Even yesterday at the Kush Talk event, like, I seen a beautiful lowrider and I was like, I want to take a picture, But I don't model. Like, that's my, like, I get kind of camera shy, But when I do, I don't know, you just got to be confident, that's the main thing for all the models out there, because I say I don't really do it, but like, for what I'm doing, I kind of have to play that role. I have to do this, podcast. Just because I love music doesn't mean I can't do the rest, so I do model, but I'm not a model. But for the ones out there, like, you have to have confidence. You have to know some poses. I don't even know how to pose sometimes. I'm like, can you show me how to pose? It's hard. But confidence is key, as long as you go out there and know you could do it. Like, you could do anything you put your mind to.
That's right.
I don't know.
That's good shit. Yeah. It's been a great convo. I feel like we touched on, I feel like since the moment I met you, like, I prepared for this. I mean, especially your mom. Like, she hyped me up. She's like, hey, homie, she's like, I want to fucking be there when you do the podcast with her, yada, yada, yada.
Hey, shout out to my mama.
Shout out to her mom. Anyways.
I love her.
To close it out, what's the best piece of advice you could give anyone?
The best advice, I always say, just keep going. That's my thing. Like, life is life. We all go through obstacles, right? I feel like even when you're doing really good, like, part of me is like, oh, some shit's gonna happen, Like, because that's life. You're doing good and some shit goes down, but you just have to keep going, Like, you just keep, every obstacle you go through, just keep going. Don't give up and be confident. Be nice. My mom always says good things happen to good people, So if you're out here doing shady shit, like talking shit or whatever, like, that shit comes back. So, and it's hard, like, especially being an artist, like, you think you gotta have this ego or whatever, but not just keep it real. Like, I come on here and, I might have a little chip on my shoulder because I'm right here in Santi section, like, I'm cool. I'm happy to be where I'm at, but just remember where you came from. Remember, like, your morals. And just keep it solid. That's all I gotta say.
Damn, girl.
Chase your motherfucking dreams too, because I know there's a lot of people out there that, like, they want something, but they're too shy to go out there and get it. So it takes time. I work a full-time job. I have bills to pay, but I'm out here. I'm doing it when I can. So make sure, like, you're just out there putting time out for what you want.
Damn. Can we get the claps?
Can I get a hell yeah?
There we go. Hey. That's right.
That's right. Hey, cheers.
So thank you for being on here. One thing I forgot to ask you, I saw you drop a drink, like a post of a drink. Are you coming out with some shit like that?
Yeah, actually.
Like, what's going on with that?
So if you know me, I love Twisted Teas. Shout out Twisted Tea. He said thumbs up. But no, so I have an event coming up in Pomona. I believe it's the 30th, I want to say, but that's a Tuesday.
Oh, 30th of April? Okay.
Yeah, 30th of April. But it might be wrong, so I'm going to let you know. But pretty much I have an event coming up. I already did a show for the homie. His name is Mario. He has a makeup brand called Mija and Sweetie. And he put me on this show with Rancho Cucamonga. And then he put me on this next one, and they said, like, hey, what's your favorite drink? Like, because, what is it? Desserts by D. I got to give some shout outs right here. So it's the homeboy Mario, and he has a cousin, Desserts by D, and she's the one that got me on this show in Pomona. And she said, like, hey, what's your favorite mixed drink? And I was like, I don't know. Like, when I go to the club, I like shots of Patron, and I'm like, give me my shot of Patron. when it comes to mixed drinks, I'm like, I love twisted tea. So maybe we could do like a hard twisted tea, you know, like put a little something in there. So she made a drink and she had these little juice pouches with my little stickers.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was like, fuck yeah, cool. I tried them. It's strong. It's definitely a stronger tea. So on this show on the 30th, they're going to be promoting it. I don't know how much they're going to be for sale for, probably something low, you know, but we're going to promote it and hopefully it goes somewhere. And then if so, I want to call it Sinful Tea. And it's going to be like my own little drink, you know.
Sinful, sing that full.
Sinful tea, you know, because you know you be drinking like, you know, you be sinning. Yeah. But no, shout out to them for the whole idea, because I didn't come to them and be like, hey, make me a drink. It was kind of like, hey, you like a drink?
That's
all right,
cool.
bet we're gonna put your sticker, we're gonna do this, and so they're making it happen. So hopefully, if you guys fuck with it, come to the show in Pomona on the 30th. I believe I'll let you know about the exact date. But yeah, I'm gonna have my own little drink.
Fuck yeah.
A little exclusive
Good
shit.
shit, homegirl. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything that you're doing. I appreciate you, you know, working with us, being somewhat part still of the Jam Hits
Of
family.
course, you got all
know
my
what I'm saying?
support.
Yeah, and drop your plugs. What do we got?
Oh, my album's out. I got my album out. It's called Lights Out. Finally, 3 years in the making. It's on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. So make sure you guys check that out. My Instagram is going to be sin.clar3. Make sure you follow me. And yeah, like, if you don't know, you should know. My name is Sinclair. We're going up. So shout out to everyone that's here, a part of this journey. Jamhitzmusic, Jamhitz TV, Santi, my sister. We got the homeboy out here with the next interview. So stay tuned, you guys. You know, it ain't easy, but we're doing it, and we're doing it for a reason. So don't miss out.
That's right. Thank you, homegirl. And that is a wrap. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Salud.
Salud.